done, it is all done and dusted. So when we talk about business resilience, we always make sure that business is resilient to any disruptions, any attacks. And that is why this business resilience is bit wider than only BCPDR. Then we are talking about vulnerability management, and we are talking about incident response, data leakages, active defense. So in case of security operations, it is a run the business aspect, right? So when the business is up and running, we need to make sure that operationally we are managing it well, we are monitoring it well, so that if any incident or any near miss is well notified, is notified well in advance, and we can act immediately on that to reduce the impact. Then next area is careers of security personnel. So even though you join any company, any organization as say information security manager, it's not end of the goal, right? So basically you need to ensure that you keep training yourself. You need to be making sure that the scenarios, business scenarios are changing, threat scenarios are things changing. So you need to keep yourself updated. And how you can do that? It's through training. So you can attend various workshops, seminars. You can do certifications. So if you are, for example, CISSP certified, you can think about other certifications like CISA, CISO, CISA, CISM, all those aspects. Attend conferences. Self-study is the best approach. So I spend all my life doing self-study, right? And there is nothing more beneficial than self-study for sure. And then peer groups. So meet people, right? Talk to them. Uh, the next aspect is security architecture. Means obviously various aspects you will be converting, and this is when we talk about security operation, that is run the business, and when you talk about security architecture, that is more or less related to change the business. So how you are defining, how you are designing your security. So all those aspects will come into picture, and that is where we have the high-end technologies these days which are used like identity and access management, encryption, cryptography, access control, and other aspects. And last but not the least is the framework standard, right? So you need to ensure that you are taking help of some industry standard framework. Now, people do ask that whether it is important that whether to go for an industry standard framework. Uh, it is not important. It is not necessary, I would say, but it is important. Why it is important? Because traditionally those frameworks are developed and those are successful frameworks. And I'm not saying that you need to align those with those frameworks 100% unless and until there is a regulatory requirement. But what you can always do is you can use that as a checklist. And then you can identify what is better for your business and just pick up the best from that framework and then just implement it. Yeah. All right. Quickly, yeah, Miss, I won't be spending that much time in any of the further slides, but this slide was very important, covering majority aspects of the security life or security career. Now you have different career paths. So one is engineering, then testing, analysis, response, and auditing. So all these career paths are slightly different, right? So you can be engineering experts wherein you focus on technology aspects. You can be testing guru wherein you don't design anything, but you need to make sure that the designs are perfect. Either you can do the normal testing, that is manual testing, or you can use the tools, other aspects, or you can be the auditor. Analysis is another area wherein you analyze the things. So basically this area is also gaining a lot of popularity these days, because unless and until analysis and design is really good, there is a good chance of failure down the line. Response is more or less related to security operations. So wherein you need to make sure that if incident happens, then you are in a better position to respond to those incidents. And finally, auditing, which is slightly a separate field than that of testing. So when I say in testing security auditor, it has got a limited aspects wherein I was talking about the level one or the first line of defense. So I don't want to get into too many jargons at this point in time. So when I say first line, I'll just quickly touch base on first line of defense. So when I say first line of defense is you sit in the same team, and you are just making sure that the team is performing well, they're following the procedure. So you're part of the same team. Whereas when I was talking about the independent audit, then you are not part of the same team. You are coming from the different team, either internal auditor or external auditor, and then you objectively audit whether the things are going really well. So auditing is one of the biggest or attractive career as well these days. The next one is why cybersecurity, right? So around 20 years back, cybersecurity was not given any preference or was not given any importance in the industry, right? Everybody was saying that security is a cost center. So I'm not going to increase my profit because of the security. In fact, it was looked upon as the bottleneck for the progress, because security officers or security managers, they used to do the risk assessment, and then they used to put the restrictions to put on the go live date, right? And that is why everybody was looking at them just as a bottleneck for the progress. But now the scenarios are changing, and especially when there is a lot of threat, a lot of attacks are happening in today's world, right? And you might hear that there are loads of incidents, people are losing loads of money, businesses are going down because of the security incidents. Even the regulators or the governments are very strict about the people data, right? And that is why they are punishing businesses if they are not careful enough to handle their data subjects or their clients' data. So nowadays, cybersecurity is getting a lot of importance and popularity. The second aspect of security is in today's world or in future as well, threats are not going to go down, right? Threats are going to even increase more, right? Because at the end of the day, if there is a scarcity of the money, then there will be bad people, malicious people who would like to go for some easy money. And that is why they will increase the severity of the threats, or they will increase the frequency of the attacks. So in that context, businesses would like to make sure that their data is protected, their assets are protected, and that is why they will look upon the cybersecurity professionals as their saviors. So that is the reason this particular career will never lose its momentum or will lose its importance. So here are some examples. So more than 1 million cybersecurity jobs will be available in 2023, but professionals are always less in the market. So that is why we need to increase, we need to have more and more professionals. Now, why cybersecurity, right? So again, this is a common factor across all industries, right? Every industry needs the cybersecurity, right? Because all businesses are going digital these days, and that is why it is kind of means every business needs the CEO, and in the same context, equally, every businesses needs the protection, right? So how to protect the business, and as the business is digital, then cybersecurity is very very important. So these are again quick high levels. That why it is important. So as we already touched base upon, there are various areas in cybersecurity. So you go for analysis or you go for range of other careers as well. My only recommendation is when you choose to become a cybersecurity expert, you need to analyze what is your aptitude, right? Whether you like to play with the technology things, or whether you like to assess what is going on in the market, or you like to monitor if things are really working well, and then you need to assess it, or you consider yourself as protector or savior, that if things are in mess, then you can quickly jump on the boat and then you can fix the issues. So that is where I was talking about whether the security engineer or analysis field or auditing field or the incident response field. Yeah, it all depends on your aptitude, and make sure that you choose a career path wherein you like the things most, right? Means I've seen even in our employee groups or even at the client places as well, there are professionals who likes to play with firewall rule set or configuring the networks and all that. If you ask them to write an audit report, they will go mad. because that's not their aptitude, right? Whereas there are some people who are very strong in documentation, they can really explain the concept well, they can assess the things well. But when you ask them to go on the technology things, uh, like configuring Palo Alto firewall, they will say that no, that's not my cup of tea. I don't really like them, right? And that is the reason when we say cyber security, is it a single area? No, it is not a single area. Cyber security itself has got a tremendous breadth and depth. So as I was mentioning earlier, that it is all the time growing industry and it will go on expanding in future as well. Means people say that whether AI will take away my job. Uh, in case of cyber security, I wouldn't think so to that extent. When I compare that with any development thing, because if you know, earlier days, olden days, 20 years back, we used to write our own code, right? Now these days there are various tools that if you give the functionality, you can ready-made get the code module. So same thing, those advantages, means advancements are available in security field as well, but still the need for the cybersecurity professional will go on increasing. Means I'm talking about human need, right? So that will definitely go on increasing irrespective of AI. Because the main problem is as the technology advances, the threat scenarios changes and they also advance. And to address those threat scenarios, those threat challenges, risk aspects, you need human brain for sure. Sorry, I'm sorry, it has gone to, let's jump to the end part. Yeah. That's right. So here are the top highest paying security jobs. So obviously the CISO. CISO is the topmost person in the organization. Cyber security engineer is another area wherein you need that hardcore aptitude to play around with the security tools, then architecture, then managers, and then application security engineers. So the difference between the cyber security and application engineer, security engineers is the cyber security engineers is mainly on the infrastructure side, whereas application security engineer is mainly on the application side. So this is the general, analysis or the information about the attacks. So those are increasing day by day. Now let us talk more about how to get into the career. So how to get the job, right? So number one is your educational qualification. So that will definitely give you the door entry, and this is very very important. So you can be a graduate of any field, but if you have the professional qualification like CISSP, or for that matter on penetration testing side, like if you have CREST certification, CREST accredited pen testers, that will give you easy entry for the job, right? Because all these certifications, they assess you really hard to understand, or to prove that you understand the concepts. Yeah, because sometimes, or not sometimes, many a times what I've seen, that a person is IT qualified or this engineer and he has spent 5 years in cybersecurity or IT field, but still he is very weak on the basic concepts. He is in the cybersecurity because just he got into that department and he had that the responsibility, and he just selling away with that responsibility, but he hasn't taken any effort to understand the topic in detail. And that is the reason I always recommend all my mentees, just to make sure that your concepts are clear, and you know the concepts. You should go for certification. That will give you the added proof that you're very strong in the sense you understand the topic. It is not the case that once you are certified you become extremely strong, but that is one of the good way. Second part is professional work experience. Again, I would strongly recommend that although you are in that job, make sure that you test yourself every now and then. Yeah. If you just sit and just follow the normal processes, then you will never learn the things. Always try to challenge yourself. And that is how you can increase, you can gain more from your job, from your professional work experience. Area of an interest is very important, and I have already touched based on that. So make sure that you understand who you are and how you are, and then only select a specific career. Otherwise there is good chance that you may get bored, number one, or you may lose a clue of what you're doing in the next few years. And lastly is the cybersecurity certifications. So these following slides explain in detail what is the meaning of CISO. So so again, I would say CISOs are mainly responsible for managing the whole organization. It is definitely a very, very important job, and it is a pressure job as well. And as a CISO, you need to be having a good understanding of all areas across cybersecurity. You can't really say that I'm just a pen tester and I would like to go for CISO. That will not happen. So this is a purely a managerial position. However, you can't really say that I will only manage the things. As a CISO, you need to be very strong on technology front as well. I've seen quite a few CISOs wherein they got that position because of the virtue that they were working in the organization, and the genuine CISO resigned, and someone has asked them that whether you are taking care of the CISO position. And that is the biggest failure for that person or for that organization as well, simply because these type of CISOs, they cannot give enough justice to the role. They don't even understand. Means I've seen a CISO of one of the big organizations, when we are talking about VAPT, vulnerability assessment and pen testing, he was asking, what do you mean by pen testing? So it is that bad in some of the organization, and that's where the organizations fail, the person fail. So as a CISO, you need to be good manager. You need to have good understanding of all the areas. So again, I was explaining those things, so I will not go into details. So there are quite a few certifications which are related to CISO. So mainly the renowned certification is CISM, so that is done by ISACA. CISO salary, we have already touched based upon this. Security architect, again, this is another career wherein you need to be very strong in terms of the technology front, because you will be selecting the technology, you will be fitting the puzzle, and you will make sure that the technologies are adequately selected, and then the design is meeting the requirement, business requirement, as well as the control objective. There are quite a few certifications. The CISSP is there. Then there is there are some cloud certifications are there as well when it comes to security architecture. Next one is cyber security engineer. So this role, as I said, it is more or less the operational role. And as I said, for those people who don't want to take the headache of designing the things every now and then, or understanding or learning new things every now and then, they can think about the cybersecurity engineering skill, because generally you set the environment and then you operate the environment. That is generally the role of cybersecurity engineer. Then there are other careers like malware analyst. Again, in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through that because I got only 4 minutes to complete everything. So this is the average salary of malware analyst. Penetration testing. This is another area which is very, very important in terms of monetary scale, monetary benefit as well. Pen testing engineers, they get good salary. Means especially you have great certifications like CREST certifications or Red Team certifications. So these guys are very much in demand. So there are basic certification like Certified Ethical Hacker (CH). But if you really want to grow your career, then you really need to go for a high-end certification like OSCP or CRPT. Forensic is another very challenging area. Although it is very limited area as such, as you can see that there are quite a few experts who really understand what that forensic means. But these days, a lot of organizations are definitely looking for cybersecurity forensic support. Then you have application security engineer. Tejas, we are sharing this presentation, right? Because there's a lot of information. I'm just rushing through in the interest of time, but I think we should be sharing the certificate, this presentation.
Take. Yes, yes, sir. We'll do
Okay,
that.
perfect. Then we have cloud security specialist, then database administrators, incident managers. So I have already touched base all those things. So that is why I'm not going into detail. So how to start your cybersecurity engineer? Now, this I would like to spend some time over here. So if you're novice to cybersecurity, I would rather suggest start gaining more and more information. What is happening in today's world? Number one, if you are a student, then make sure that yeah, you analyze your current curriculum, whether it is related to cybersecurity. If it is not related, for example, if you're doing BCom, then probably you need to go for some certification like CISA, CISM, which is related to cybersecurity. If you're already related to that area, like you're doing probably computer engineering, then you can start with how to secure your code, right? If you're working somewhere, then basically you can start working on what is happening in your organization, which team is dealing with cybersecurity. Then try to get closer to the team, understand what they are doing, right? And then try to identify within your own role how you can align yourself with that team, right? Means if you're, for example, application developer, right? So the cybersecurity team might be running some OAups related coding standard guidelines. So make sure that you're following those standard guidelines. You can help them to do the code analysis, code testing. This is just an example. So the whole point is get aligned to the company practices related to cybersecurity. Then get certified. Then once you get certified, again, I would go back to the previous selection, identify which area you want to focus on, whether you want to be a security architect or an engineer or managerial position or analysis. Then you can build experience, develop interpersonal skills. These are the most important aspects of cybersecurity, right? So how you deal with people, how you analyze. So as a cybersecurity expert, you can't every time, create threat among the people. Rather, otherwise they will not open up. So interpersonal skills are most important for this particular career. And then you also need to be making sure that you have good understanding of latest cybersecurity trends. You cannot be outdated, yeah, on the cybersecurity trends. So as far as Basel is concerned, Basel is ever growing company. So we definitely need more and more skills. So right now we are 70 plus. The plan is by 2024, end of 2024, we would like to be 300 plus. So if you're really interested in pursuing your career, or if you're already in cybersecurity and you feel that you are a good fit, you are most welcome. So you can submit your CVs. Again, there is a good opportunity for the BCL winners as well. So we will give them paid internship or even the job as well, depending on the personal profile, and we welcome you at Basel. Similarly, there are other companies as well. So make sure that keep your eyes and ears open on that. And we are always here to help, right? So at Basel, we always ensure that our employees are never left alone. So they are well mentored within the company, and they are given opportunities in the area they like. So that's it. So I will rather stop here because I wanted to give at least 3 to 5 minutes for the questions, and then we'll jump on the quiz. Or how you run it, Sandhya or Tejasvi?
Yes, sir. So today, after the session, we'll be having the walkthrough session for CTF, and then
Mhm.
we'll move ahead with the quiz.
Okay. So what's next now?
So, yeah, all the participants, I have unmuted you, so you can unmute yourself and ask the query if you have any.
Hello, so I am Rohit Sawan.
Hi, Rohit.
So I have completed my bachelor's of engineering. My question is, what's the beginning steps should I take to get into cybersecurity?
So which engineering you have done? Which stream? Might be talking on mute, Rohit. Or BE computer. Okay, perfect. So as far as computer is concerned, is because you come from computer background and you have two options, right? One thing is whether you would like to focus on the development aspects or the application side, then you have that option. Or if you want to focus on infrastructure side, then you have that option as well. If you want to focus on infrastructure security, then the best option is focus on certification like CISSP, which gives good understanding, because the certification like CISA and CISM, the questions are a bit tricky and that needs some sort of experience, right? But whereas CISSP is more or less understand and the knowledge base, and then you can clear CISSP. That is number one. Number two is obviously you can go for the job applications in various companies and then try to either go for the paid jobs, or you can go for the internships aspects as well, because it is very important. Along with doing the certification, it is very important you get the real life experience as well. And if you're already doing B computers learn your final year engineering project, probably you can analyze or you can align it towards the cybersecurity aspect. If you're already passed out, then basically you can focus on the additional certifications. The third aspect is for post graduation. If you're interested, then go for MTech in cybersecurity. I'm sure there are quite a few universities who are focusing on these type of careers or these type of courses. Does that answer your question, right? Okay. Next question. Oh, all good. Perfect. So over to you, Tejasvi.
Yes, sir. So, first of all, thank you, sir, for sharing valuable insights and providing guidance in the cybersecurity domain. Thank you so much. Uh, so, all the participants, so I think there is one question from Abhinav.
Oh yes, Abhinav. Go ahead. I think
He
Go ahead.
says,
It is in the
what
chat box.
certifications?
What
it is in
the
the chat.
question
Okay.
is,
Should I
yeah,
go for
what
yeah now?
certification
Yeah.
should I go for now? Because CASP requires 5 years of experience to become an in-demand professional.
No, there is a slight difference, right? So CISSP exam does not require 5 years of certification, right? Because the total qualification is 5 years. But if you have degree of I think 16 years, then you get waiver for 2 years. And then once you pass the exam, then you have 3 more years or probably 5 years to get certified as well. So there are two aspects. Number one is passing the exam, and number two is getting certified. So that is generally happening with ISACA as well, CISA, CISM, CRISC, and other things. So I would definitely suggest go ahead and give the exam. And in your CV, if you are even saying that you CISSP exam passed, that will increase your weightage for sure, right? And then you get into the job, and then in next 3 years you can qualify the experience criteria as well, and then you can go for the certifications. But there is no harm in giving the exam. And CISSP syllabus is really good. That will really enrich your knowledge for sure.
Yes, so the actual question, what he meant is like CSP requires 5 years of experience. So if he needs to take up any certifications right now, like what is the best one you are suggesting?
So that is what I was saying that go for the CISSP only. Go for the CISSP exam, and that is the best certification for a fresher like you. I hope you're a fresher. I'm not assuming anything. If you're a fresher, college pass out graduate, then CISSP is one of the best certifications to go for. So when I say certification, I'm saying that go for the exam, clear the exam, and then put that on your CV that you have passed CISSP exam. And then you have 5 more years to go for the certification. So once you clear the exam, then you need to apply with your career experience as well as your professional qualifications, and then you get certified. But getting a certified is not a big issue once you clear the exam. Otherwise, the second option is if you are looking for any other courses, then go for any cloud security certification as well. Number one. Number two is if you are interested in pen testing, then go for the certification like CAH or CREST accreditation and other aspects. But these are very domain specific certifications. But if you want a broader certification, then I definitely recommend CISSP. Yeah, how to prepare for it? In when I cleared CISSP back in 2006, I used the book called Sean Harris. I think Sean Harris book is still there. That is one of the best books I can recommend for CISSP. So go for the first page. No need to go for any training. I never went for any training in my career unless the training is mandatory for the certification. First page to last page, understand, digest, give the exams, clear it. Santha also said that CH and CompTIA security is also good. Yeah, SANS is also good. But again, all these certifications are domain specific, right? So when you go CH, it is all about ethical hacking. When you go for any SANS, there are probably product specific certifications. So next one is doing computer science and cyber security currently in the second year. How should I prepare for it? Are you talking about CISSP certification? So book name is SHS. So Sean Harris is the author. Let me give you the link if I can. SSP. SHAWN. Sean Harris. All right. What next? Any other question?
Sir, Mariam had question regarding the CISSP.
Just a minute, Mariam. I'll just paste that link. Uh, so Mariam, yes, sir. I'm doing computer science and cybersecurity currently in the second year. How should I prepare for it? So if you're asking for CISSP, then as I said, that just go for that book. That book is one of the best books. First page to last page, digest it and give the exam. So I'm sure you'll fly with good marks. Can we go for VAPT? Yes, you can go for VAPT Vinayak. So there are quite a few courses, certification on VAPT. As Santhya mentioned that the CEH is one of the basic courses. So you can start with CEH and then you can go for the advanced courses or advanced certifications like CREST, CRPT. Starting career in cybersecurity, which is the very first certification would you suggest? Again, depending on what route you want to choose. If you want to be a cloud engineer, then there are quite a few cloud specific engineer certifications like AWS certifications or Azure certifications. You can go for that. If you want to go for generic certifications, then CISSP is very good on technical side, or from management side, CISM is very good as well. And again, the same logic, although you are starting a career, you don't have that experience, you can still clear the exam, and in next 3 years time, when you get that qualification or experience qualification of 3 years, you can go for the certification. other than certifications, are there any projects or other things that I can do? Yeah, definitely. Means if you're starting a career, if you're joining any company, then obviously you can do the projects. Otherwise, you can possibly uh, on the freelance basics. There are quite a few organizations who can appoint you as an associate or give you an opportunity like interns, so you can get that project experience over there as well. Means for example, Basel, for bright candidate, Basel gives the internship role, so that can have work as well. Perfect. Tejasvi, over to you. I think you will run with the quiz now.
Sir, CTF walkthrough and then we'll have the quiz.
Okay, so what is CBF walkthrough?
Yes. Okay, sir. So next week on Saturday, around 5 to 7, we'll be having CTF event, Capture the Flag. So regarding
Right.
that, we have to give the overview of the CTF, how the interface will look for our participants, and the disclaimer and the instructions as well.
Gotcha. And who will conduct that?
Sir,
Okay,
I'm
perfect. So
sharing my
do you,
screen.
yeah, do you want me in this meeting, or are you okay for me to leave?
Sir, yes, it is okay.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Tejasvi. Thanks, everyone. It was really nice meeting you all. Cheers then.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you, sir. Please let me know if my screen is visible. Sandhya, Yash. Hello. Okay. So my screen is visible to all. Okay, so first of all, we'll be giving you a URL, and through that URL, you have to log in. And before login, this is the interface which you all will be getting. And at the top right corner, you will see the icon as login. You don't have to register because the username and password will be given by us to you. Then your username, you just have to put your username and password. So once you put your username and password, this is the interface you'll be able to see. Now, first page will be like challenges. Okay, so the C1, C2 are the categories. So in C1, it may be like networking or steganography or XYZ, and C2 like that. So categorized as C1, C2, C3, or networking, steganography, or any other um, a set of challenges. So if I go to, you just have to click on any of the challenge if you want to play first. Say for example, I'm clicking on this particular challenge name. Okay, now it says, what is your name? Okay, so you have to, here in this flag box, you have to submit the flag. Flag means it is the answer for this particular challenge. Now this particular challenge has 50 points. Okay, and what is your name? If I says my name is Tejasvi and I say submit, okay, but that is incorrect. So you have like multiple times you can put your answer until it gets correct. So even submitting the flag, that is submitting the answer, there is one particular format. In that particular format only you have to submit your answer. So that is BCL underscore CTF, then curly brackets, and in that you have to submit your answer. that is submit your flag. And once you submit your flag, it says that correct. Okay, and once it has corrected, it automatically shows that you have solved this particular CTF or this particular challenge, and then it turns to green. Okay, and then you can see the scoreboard as well. So in this scoreboard, you can see, so where are you? Okay, what is your score? So each and everything you will be able to view in this particular page of scoreboard. Then next, coming to the challenges again. So once you crack this set of C1 set, like set say one category of challenges, then what we will do from our end, like will enable few more challenges for you. So like it will gonna be like level 1, level 2, level 3, and like that, as you go further and further, the challenges will be unlocked for you. Okay, give me a moment, I'll just unlock one more challenge. As you can see, there is no. Okay, as you can now, you can see for the category 2, for the set 2 of challenges, the challenge 2 has come. So the if I click on this particular challenge, it says challenge 2, the points it has is 100. Okay, now it again says which service runs on port 22. So which service to run on port 22? So we know SSH runs on 22, and if I submit, but it says incorrect. Why incorrect? Because again, the format for submitting the flag is Baseel underscore CTF curly brackets, and then we have to submit the flag. No, I think it's error. Hello. Hello. Hello, Sandhya. Am I audible?
Yes, Tejasvi, you are.
Okay, okay. So I guess that thing have cleared. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen again. So yeah, so in this way, the challenge one, the challenges will going to take place, and then again at the end, you can see your scores. So top 10 users can view your scores, know who is the winner and who is going to win the match. You are able to see, and in the users, you can able to see how many users are there for like who are playing the matches. So any questions so far?
And to add up one point to what Tejas we have mentioned, like say, whenever you're solving these questions, each questions once you are done, right? So the scores will be updated and it will be visible to everyone. For example, if Sahil is solving 5 questions and like say Vinayak is solving 8 questions, sort of that. The scoreboard keeps updating for each and every question that you are submitting for the correct answers. The scoreboard keeps updating and it will be completely visible to you. And you can just read this disclaimer carefully, and the rules has been already mentioned in the yesterday's session. So I think Tejasvi, is it mandatory for us to repeat the rules again, or it is fine?
It is fine, but I would like to like explain or say the meaning of winner and non-winner here. So winner
Yes,
are the
please.
uh, participants who have won the at least one match till today. Okay, and non-winners are the other participants which who have not won a single match till today. Okay, so don't get like upset for non-winners, because you are eligible basis if you have completed your 70% attendance and you have completed your payment. And again, we will be sharing you interest form for all the non-winners, and they can participate in the CTF event as well to uh, to discover your talent and your skills in cybersecurity. And also the winners, we will be sharing you direct invite for the CTF event. Any questions? Okay, so will each category have only one question, and how many total categories will be there? So it depends. It will completely depend.
Yes, like say it
Sandhya,
is
would you
not
like to
like
answer?
yes. So like say it is not necessary we will be having only one question. Actually, there are categories like say beginner level, intermediate level, and advanced level questions. So there are mixture of both of all uh, like say intermediate level, advanced level, and the beginner level questions. So like say again, it would be really good if you could be on the CTF event on time, because like say the CTF event will not wait for anyone, because all the details are being will be given prior, and all the notifications about the CTF starting time and the duration of the CTF, everything will be communicated via email. And like say it is an auto start and auto stop feature. So if for example if the event is starting at 5:30, it will start sharp as 5:30 because it is an automatic script that is running. And the same, even if you submit the answer or not submitting it, like sharp 7, the quiz gets, means not quiz, the CTF gets closed, and that's all. You, even if you have solved it, you will not be able to submit it, because as I said, it is an automatic start and stop event. So be on time for the event, and like say, be prepared with whatever the topics we have covered earlier. Like say, yesterday, I think if you have solved the question, and if you have not, so practice that sort of questions. And similarly, like say from the quiz 1 to quiz 10, whatever we have given, you can just go through those things, like one or two questions would be helpful for you also. So again, to answer up your question, Abhinav, like there is not fixed, like say the only the difficulty level is set as of now. So like say you will be getting minimum of 10 questions, but not in each categories. It is a mix and match. If others have any doubts, you can please pop up. Duration of the CTF is 90 minutes. Any other questions? And also like say whatever the links we have given like in all the sessions, if someone have given, like say when I was using Wireshark, or else the online tool links, whichever the one I have given, you can keep that handy, so that it will be helpful for you to solve the quizzes, means again the challenges. I think if there is no doubt stages, we can give the quiz link for today. And
Yes, just posting it.